We got Joe over here making drinks. Yo, what's up? Welcome to the special episode of Oh Shit, I'm 40. This is your boy, the birthday boy, Gene Lott, and we are back with a special episode of Oh Shit, I'm 40. This is the Gene Lott birthday special, all right? And we got all of my boys here. We got the majority of the All Shit I'm 40 cast and crew here with some special guests. And we got the wife right here cutting up my birthday cake, who I very appreciate, Valerie Lott. Thank you. And we got our special guest over here, Marcus Clark. You might remember him from the show from season 1, Code Switching. And you hear my baby in the background. Yes, that is the daughter. And then also we got Joe Brickhouse, who's making his return to the podcast.
Woo, I'm ready, baby.
After like a whole season. And he is hyped and he is all dressed up in all of his North Carolina A&T gear.
Can they see it?
They can see it. And we are also on IG Live right now, so shout out to everybody who's on. We got all the folks here plugged into the phones, so I can't see it because I'm actually using my phone as the camera. So shout out to everybody who's actually on right now. We appreciate you guys. So, man, definitely, this is going to be a special show. Like I said, there's really no structure. Sorry, guys, for my structure people. But honestly,
couldn't even take no notes, huh?
No, Gibby and Terrence Gibson returns.
Darren said,
Hey, Darren, what's going on?
Shout out there.
But definitely, this is the birthday show, so we definitely want to hear from everybody who comes on. We want to hear from each other. We got we do have some stuff that we will discuss. So, like we do every year and every time we do this show, we always go around the table, introduce ourselves, and tell us what we're drinking. So, being that I'm the birthday boy, I'm going to take the initiative. And I am drinking, well, hold on. I have to start off with, this show is, well, not partially sponsored, but is, we're going to give a shout out to my favorite tequila in the world, which is related to our co-host, Monteese Henson.
Yes, sir.
Teese, I'm just going to let you go ahead.
All right, I know you've been drinking since 12 o'clock this afternoon, so it's probably a loss for words. But yeah, what Gene is drinking on, we're drinking on the Los Hermanos.
Yes.
Tonight we have the Reposado and we have the Blanco flavors. As Gene said, you know, my two cousins, Gerald and Dante, they came up with these tequilas, I want to say probably a year and a half ago. And they've been doing very well. Maryland, D.C., Virginia, and Delaware. They're in most of the stores out there. And,
Yes.
Yeah, man, that's what we're sipping on tonight.
I'm drinking on the Reposado. Did I pronounce that right?
Reposado. And just FYI, Gene, I posted that we're drinking on these tonight, right? My cousin William, he commented. He said, "Oh, cuz I love you for that. I gotta come sit in on one of them podcasts with y'all."
Yes, we've been asking.
I think y'all show is lit. I love to see black men do real things, and we definitely coming through with that at Neho.
Oh yeah. Oh, can't wait.
So I'll coordinate that.
Definitely. All right, so Teese kind of took care of him and me. All right, so next pause.
Dude, do we really have to say pause at 40?
Yes.
Hey, that's a whole other subject. All right, yes, we do.
Man.
Don't matter.
Don't matter.
Look at evaluate your circles. If you're in that circle where you don't gotta do it, don't do it.
Exactly.
You're around these goofy mouths.
In my opinion, you don't have to do it because if you feel true to what you're saying, be true to it.
Hey, bro.
But sometimes,
depend on your circles, man.
exactly. Next up, next to TC, we have Dirty Returns.
What's up? So I'm sipping on the Reposado as well. Always a great thing to drink, man. So I'm having a good night.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. And with his back turned, but you can see him, and you know who he is. He's at the end of the table. My best friend, my guy.
Dave.
He always do the pause before he announces his name.
Dave. Let me clear the air. You know what I'm saying? Let the spirit come through. Hey, man. Happy birthday, Gene.
I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. And then over here in the corner, he trying to hide. We can't see him on the camera. It's my big bro, my lodge brother. Shout out to ST Kendall 153 out of Waldorf. The light is still shining. Yes, who we have over there? Come on the guest mic. Come on.
Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm Marcus. Happy birthday, Gene.
I appreciate it. Definitely.
We got two Marcuses on the show.
Yeah, we got two
We
Marcuses.
haven't seen Marcus since that. I think it was the show that I produced.
He was on two shows. Your money show and Code Switching.
Oh, okay.
And Joe's basement.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, so he a vet. He a veteran.
My man got the late night voice, y'all. The late night radio.
That's that quiet storm, the HUR.
Shout out, can you see me? Just joined.
Oh, shout out. Hold on.
Can you see me?
Can you see me?
Okay.
I can't.
Little
Yeah, there you go.
I see it.
All right, next up, we got somebody that's representing that team from up north.
Oh, yeah. Hey, man, happy birthday to you, Gene. This is Big Gip, a.k.a. Terrence, or Terrence, a.k.a. Big Gip.
And I will say this. So we have a metrics tracking system. And for a while now, the show that Terrence produced, Traveling at 40, is still our top downloaded show. So I guess Terrence did something right, and that was our last show of season 1. You know, so because he did come out with the drinks, he was dressed festive. Yeah, had the margaritas, and Tanner was everywhere humping on everybody. You know,
That's my dog.
That's the dog. That's the dog, everybody.
He made it seem like Tanner with the strippers.
A stripper named Tanner.
I love Full House. I mean,
Right. And then we got, last but not least, we mentioned him as we started the show. He's excited. He's back. He knocking the table over. Got to stand up now.
So I got Whistle Pig, Piggyback, Single Barrel.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Single Barrel, 97%.
Blow your head
Mixed
off.
it with a little ginger beer, you know.
Oh, man.
But I stood up because Gene came over my house like mid-year last year.
Yep.
Had something that he brought over that he wanted me to age for him. And I brought it back for him.
Oh, I forgot I gave that to you.
Yeah, bourbon barrel barley wine.
Yes.
wow.
So this was like last.
This
This is like last year. So the story is, I came over to his house. I bought this over, and I was like, dude, can you just like stick this somewhere and let me forget about it? Huh?
IG is frozen.
IG froze up?
Yeah.
Hold on, what happened? Did my phone shut off? Oh, it's saying low battery. Press OK. We might have to switch out phones. All right, there you go. We back on. All right, so the story is, I went over Joe's house, and I hope IG caught Joe. Joe is back on the show. He was on a tour around the country. And I told Joe, yo, keep this in your fridge. Just bring it out on a special occasion. And Joe brought it out on a special occasion, my birthday.
Perfect occasion.
Yes, perfect occasion. My brother, thank you.
No doubt.
I appreciate that. All right. I forgot the clap button.
It's
But
all
we'll
good.
get
And
to it.
before you take over, I want to shout out Brother Man Taco.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Brother Man Taco.
We got some nice wings for the. You know, when I be looking at like the comedians and stuff, have their green room set up. They be having wings and stuff in there and Skittles. So I just wanted to bring the fellas some wings through, man. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna shout
Oh,
out
man.
Waldorf, eat local. We drink local, we eat local, Brother
Definitely.
Man Taco. So
I don't know how this is going to play out with us drinking and eating cake and ice cream wings. So God bless the toilet, whatever happens. I have no control over what happens on the toilet. Oh, man. Hey,
Hold on, was this the taco spot we all went to?
yeah, that's the taco spot. Yep. So before we start, I just want to have a couple of shout outs.
Thank you, Val. Appreciate you.
First and foremost, I want to shout out my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for definitely bringing me to the age of 41 and keeping me healthy. Second of all, I want to shout out my wife, who is right here, right now, Miss Valerie Lott. I don't know if y'all can see her, but if you can't see her in podcast land, she is right there in all black like the Omen.
Shout out Crank
Yep.
that 44 just joined.
Oh, Cringy 44?
Crank.
Crank?
Caleb,
Oh, that's
Crank.
Caleb. What's
Crank
up? So, we didn't cake and ice cream, I'm sorry. But,
you gonna eat the cake later. I mean,
oh, y'all terrible.
my bad, man.
Y'all terrible. But definitely, I want to shout out to my wife, who just showed me a fantastic day, made a great dinner and everything, and made all this possible and stuff. So thank you, babe. I appreciate you. All right. Definitely number 3. I want to shout out definitely my lodge, ST Kendall 153. Those guys took me out to lunch today. We had a fantastic time with my past masters. And we had a good time, and I definitely want to shout those guys out. I want to shout out my lodge. They always show me a good time. I love them dearly. And third and foremost, I want to shout out everybody who subscribed to our podcast. We are in year 2, and I never imagined that pretty much that we will be where we are right now. I haven't checked the numbers today, but we have had historically already close to, I believe, almost 1,200, 1,300 downloads. And we've have almost 900 followers as far as on all the podcast platforms and stuff. So I believe that's something we should clap it up to, because I'm gonna tell you, we're not professionals. I'm not a professional. You know, yeah, I've done a podcast before, but I've never done anything where I've done all the production and everything and have gotten numerous personalities and stuff together. So this is just something I think we should all clap up. And then last but not least, I just want to thank all of my co-hosts, you know, all of you guys, you know, because you guys make this thing go. Because having all of our different personalities, all of our different experiences and everything as they sit here and eat chicken and ice cream, you know, you guys make this thing go. So shout out to y'all. All right. Definitely. Sure. Definitely. All right, man. So look, we're going to kick this thing off today. We got our monitors on there. Who we got on right now? How many we got on right now? 4. That's fine. Because guess what? They're going to download it. Yep. But I want to start this special show off because, as you know, today's my birthday. Shut up, Terrence.
No, I'm sorry. I'm laughing at Marcus. My apologies.
Today's my birthday, and I kind of wanted to do just a special show to celebrate life, period. Because when I actually turned 40 last year, that's when I got the idea to start this podcast. And it came to a certain point in my life where I felt like, hey, there are some things I want to do. There's some things I want to do differently. There's something I want to do. You know, something that, just something different. I've been involved in a lot of things, you know, and I kind of look at today as the anniversary of that thought, you know, but I'm going to be slightly transparent right now. Until today, thinking about my birthday and thinking about turning 41, I felt real bad this week.
Oh,
Whoa, why?
I was not happy at all.
Why is that, James?
So
we're not laughing at your pain, man.
no,
Shit, I'm laughing at his man.
yeah.
They go to different personalities.
Yeah.
Nah, man, go ahead, bro.
But no, honestly, I was feeling blah. I couldn't put a finger on it. You know, whenever everybody celebrates a birthday, you know, you feel grateful, you should feel happy and stuff. I was feeling happy, I was feeling grateful, but there was something that was an empty feeling inside of me. And I don't know if it's the fact that the older we get, we think more about our morality. We think more about the future, you know, and I think all of that was weighing heavily on me. This year, I think a lot of us, and I know me especially, was surrounded by a lot of deaths and a lot of things just going on. And again, when we're in our 20s, we feel so invincible. We're in our 30s, you know, we still feel invincible. But it's like as soon as like I started getting to my 40s, I started thinking down the road. You know, not to sound morbid, I started thinking more about my parents. I started thinking more about myself. I started thinking about you guys, you know, and just like the future of, you know, what will happen in life and am I prepared and everything, you know. So one of the things I just want to touch on, because we have 4 guys, 5 counting me in here that are in their 40s already, and 2 guys who are in their 30s about to be in their 40s. What are some things that you have been thinking about when you've made that transition at 40? And I bring this up too because me and Dave have had this talk when Dave turned 40 at the end of the month, at the end of December, the end of the year, and about how he was like, hey, I just want to feel peace. You know, so I kind of want to talk about what has everybody's thoughts have been as you reach this milestone or as you're in this milestone. What are some changes in your thoughts, you know, life-wise?
Yeah. Can I start, please?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm already 40. I know you was counting me in the under 40.
That's right, you did. Yeah.
That's how long I've been going away from the podcast. But some of the things that keep me up right now from a mental capacity, right, is, of course, I have a 9-year-old, a 4-year-old, my 2 youngest, is thinking about their future, right? Mm-hmm. How can I prepare them to go to college and live a successful life? But just that financial stability, right? That's the one thing that I want to make sure that when I look at the economy today, look at, you know, my career, I've been in the government for 17 years now. Probably work another 13 to 15 years. Like, am I ready to retire? That's what's keeping me up at night right now. Like, focusing on like the financial planning, the financial platform that I have that I'm working on to kind of make sure that no matter how the economy is 10 to 15 years from now, I'm prepared to leave my workforce and live a comfortable life and prepare, and be successfully prepared for my kids to carry on.
And it's funny you said that, Joe, because I think that's one of my thoughts too. And I can't wait to speak to my therapist next week, because I got a daughter, my oldest daughter, she's about to be 13 this year. So now that clock starts ticking where my first child is about to leave the house.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So, in this day and age, do you really see your daughter at 13 being prepared to leave like we did when we were that age? Because I just feel like society now, and with inflation and things of that sense, do you really see you being an empty nester like that so soon now?
I don't see it, but and I guess what I mean by leave the house, I mean go to school, Gibby. Yeah. And Dylan built different. Dylan been mature since she was born. But when I mean leave the house, and I'm glad you brought that up too, Gib. When I mean leave the house, is like, all right, man, she about to go off to college now. So now it's like when they were kids and they were babies and stuff, you always thinking, I got time to save money, blah blah blah. I got time. It's gonna be a while before they go off to school. I don't got to worry about this. I don't got to worry about that. But now, and I'm not even talking financially. I'm talking like, man, am I mentally ready for her to grow up and leave now? To start having her own life and stuff. Because I'm gonna tell you, when they hit 12, and Dave something switches in them. If there's any females on right now, give me a raised hand or something. Y'all understand what y'all go through. My little girl's not my little girl anymore.
See, I ain't ready for that.
Yeah.
I ain't ready for that.
Yeah, my little girl is not my little girl anymore. And, I find that we kind of butt heads right now a lot. And I always try to explain to her, like, man, I'm trying to prepare you for life. It's funny because she only has really one chore around here, and that's to take out the trash. I mean, of course, clean her room and stuff like that, but she got to take out the trash. She told Val, hey, isn't that what a man's supposed to do? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hey, aren't you going to live by yourself at some point? Mm-hmm. You need to learn how to do this, And it's like, when I look at my oldest daughter now, I still look at her as that little baby or that little kid who used to run around with us. You know what I'm saying? Now she's practically a little woman now. And now it's like I have to have a shift in my mindset, my shift of thinking. And that goes back to me getting older and like, man, my daughter is growing up now, And I even think, and this still goes along the topic where I'm like, man, I am my parents now. I remember when my parents were 41. Granted, they look totally different than us. They act totally different than us. But I am like, wow, I'm actually my parents now. And these are the different things I've been thinking about. And all of this has been weighing on my mind the whole week. Marcus, you got something you got to say.
No, I was just going to ask questions.
Go ahead.
So when based on that statement, when she said, isn't that what a man's supposed to do? So how are you preparing her for relationships as she grow up? Like, are you having her in the mindset like, oh, I don't need a man to do this?
Oh, no. So I'm glad you asked that too, because me and Val try to model, and that's another thing. And anybody who has daughters, which a couple of civilians have daughters, they always say, what is it? We're the first person they're going to love, or we're who they're going to model after and stuff. That's a heavy weight on me too. Because you got to be that, yeah. You got to be almost perfect. Yeah, but you also got to show them that, hey, we're not perfect. Yeah. And that's a hard thing, And again, that's another thing that weighs on me and that I think about, and it's again because I see that my daughter's growing up. you know, and I see I have to model a certain way because that's who I kind of want to gear towards too. But I also got to let her know about life. It's a lot. It's like really adulting has been adulting me right now.
Let me ask you this, Gene.
Yeah.
Obviously, as parents, sometimes we do make mistakes. Are you the type of parent, when you do make a mistake, you let your child know, hey, Dad did make a mistake here?
I'm sorry. Is that my fault?
Like,
Oh, press the red button.
Do not disturb.
I put do not disturb on there.
They called you 3 times.
Oh, they messing up the live. I'm sorry,
it's
T.
your birthday too, though.
See, they messed up the live. We're going to have to put somebody else's camera there. But going back to T's question, T,
I'll answer it again. My question was to you is, as a parent, sometimes we make mistakes. But are you man enough, or, you know what I mean, I don't want to say man enough, but will you come to your child knowing that you made a mistake, or sometimes we'll accuse them of doing something
right.
and they really didn't do it. But sometimes we'll just gloss over it and just keep moving. But do you go back to them like, hey, Dad made a mistake, Mom made a mistake,
you know,
I apologize.
I've gotten better with that because before I've learned to humble myself and to say it's okay to go back to your child and say, hey, you know what, I made a mistake. Oh, I'm sorry. Like I have an issue with I'll jump the gun sometimes before hearing her out. You know what I'm saying? And then I gotta humble myself, like, oh, okay, I was wrong. You know, and that also translates into marriages too, like being man enough to say, hey, you know what, I was wrong. You know, so it kind of goes both ways.
I agree, man.
That goes a long way.
That's
Yeah.
definitely something I had to work on. Is that even that, like you said, the marriage part. You know, being a man enough to say, you know what, babe, I apologize. My bad. I acknowledge whatever the case may be. And then when you really think about it, once you start getting better with your wife or your significant other, it's like, why aren't you doing that with your kids?
Right.
You know what I mean? They need to know that, hey, Mom and Dad makes mistakes too. They're not perfect. They don't have to learn about it when they're 30 years old. Like, oh yeah, Dad and Mom is not perfect.
Right.
They learn about it now. You know, acknowledge your faults. And
that's cool you said that because I feel like a lot of times we practice things on our wives and on our spouses and significant others, but do we translate those skills to our when dealing with our children?
Yeah, I mean, I know for myself, I try to be straight up with my kids and let them know a lot of my faults. And, you know, I come to them when I'm wrong and apologize to them. I try to do things that I feel like my parents did a little bit but didn't do it all the time, but try to explain stuff to them. I try to, quote unquote, like you said, try to get them for the real world to leave the nest. But I mean, I don't know. I'm starting to feel like we the Cosbys, and you remember how the Cosbys ended.
Everybody was there.
Everybody was still at the house. That doorbell rung with that tune. Everybody was still there, man.
Yeah.
And just how the economy is going, how the house prices of things of that nature is going up. I don't know, man. I can't see it.
I feel you.
I can't see it.
I feel you. And I mean, so I got that weighing on my mind. And of course, like I said, also have like physically what's going to be changing in me as I get older. You know? So as a former athlete, I've always tried to keep in somewhat shape. Somewhat. Shut up, TC.
He always put up pictures on social media of himself
Somewhat.
before and afters.
Yeah. Somewhat. Somewhat.
you had some nice stretches in between there.
Shout out
You was
to
getting your miles in.
Somewhat.
Shout out
Like
2
I
years
was
ago.
like literally during COVID, those 3 years,
Oh yeah, you was getting.
I was in
it.
tip top shape.
Yeah,
When I went back to work-
hell of a bike rider.
Oh yeah. I went back to work. It was like, you know, yeah. And that weighs on my mind too, because you know, we have our COVID blessing, Raylan. So now that like ups the timeline of man, you know, we're gonna have another child in this house that we gotta be still here for, you know. And you just think about now, it's like, bro, I gotta get my health right even more, you know. And shout out to Kaiser for having all these late ass appointments. Like I don't got my physical till February 28th. I was like, shit. Usually I get my physical like day after my birthday. They ain't had no more appointments. Yeah, I'm pissed. But
When it's yearly annual appointment.
yeah, I get my annual appointment. You know, and
you got to book that joint right at your.
dude,
that
it's like last
Right
year
there.
I should have booked
Looking
for
for the
this
next
year.
year.
When you leave
Yeah.
the office, you got to make your appointment.
Yeah. So now it's like I'm starting to think more consciously about my health. You know, like, all right, now I'm starting to get into my 40s, colonoscopies and stuff. And, you know, making sure my enzyme, my prostate and stuff is straight. You know, and again, this is more stuff I've been thinking about like all week. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, go ahead, Dave. What you about to say?
No.
But you know, it's like, you know, again, I wanted to feel happy about my birthday, but when you're thinking constantly about all this stuff, it's like, man, I don't want to be thinking about this. You know. Go ahead.
All right, man. I'm gonna say something. I'm just been eating and shit.
How the wings, by the way?
How are the
Them
wings?
those is great. Hey man, shout out to
Turn the mic to him a little bit.
Brother man
Hey,
tacos.
shout out to James' father just joined.
Oh, what's up, Pop? Man, they about to head on a cruise.
Before you go, Dave, I gotta say this. Somebody from your family just went to sign with BSU, Cam Ross,
Let me see.
#1 center, went to North Point.
Well, shout out to BSU, man.
Oh, I got a cousin that just signed with BSU. I remember from
Shout out to
North
the
Point.
family.
Oh, shout out to the family. Okay. All right. And also shout out to Rita. Yeah, there's a switch that occurs, especially the transition element. Yes. Tim Fenner is on here. It's one of my live brothers.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tim. Shout out to Coach Show, Maryland Heat 8U. Shout out to A Piece of Pie 410. K So Focused. All right, cool. Oh, they're frozen. Oh, we got y'all back.
Yeah, we good now.
Hey, shout out to Coach C. What's going on, man? All right. Well, go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, man. So like, what I was saying, like, I'm thinking. All right, I'm a little far away. Yeah. Can y'all hear me?
We've been
They
drinking.
can hear you,
We've
Dave.
been drinking.
All right, yeah, I've been drinking, man. Man, shout out to Los Hermanos. Let's do that.
Spanish.
They want to hear what you want to say. Come on.
Yeah, let's say that first and foremost. But nah, so like everything that we all are talking about is so relevant in today's society and where I am and just listening to what everybody says is like we talk about our kids and things of that nature, right? And we talk about our health and all these different things. You know, but at the end of the day, everybody does what the fuck they want to do. All right? So let's just be real. Now,
That's true.
Let's be real. Everybody does the fuck they want to do. Now, from here, we are the ones with the knowledge as parents, okay? The ones that have kids. I can't tell. And I have a 15-year-old daughter. About to be 16 and shit, right? I get scared sometimes, but and again, what doesn't frighten me is the wisdom that I've gained through, you know what I'm saying, life.
Right. And you was a dad kind of young.
Yo, I became a dad 24 years old.
Yeah.
It ain't young, but it's young.
Right.
But so when she brings certain things to me, and I tried the approach that we all were raised with having, right? And maybe this helps some people, maybe it doesn't. For me, it helps me. I tried the approach at first. No, this is the way that you need to be. This is how it is. This is how, you know what I'm saying? I'm more so preaching and parenting off of my story, from my perspective, in my era. I can't tell her how to be in her era. And that is the thing that I had to really catch.
And see, that's the same kind of issue I have because they are so much different than we were as children. Because I feel like we were a lot. I'm gonna say this generation kids, they soft.
It's totally different.
They're different.
Go
ahead, Marcus.
I literally thought this today, where I thought to myself, you know, my grandfather, he was the main guy that raised me growing up. And he said to me today, everything that you go through, I've gone through.
Yeah.
I can't say that to my son right now.
Yeah. I can't.
From what aspect though? What can't
Just
you
like
say?
just the things that they go through.
Social media, bullying, like the bullying on social media.
I think
Like,
I might have to
go through that.
Like, you're right. Well, take the bullying as an example.
Right.
If you get bullied at school, that's a school.
Yeah.
But then you got social
Now
media.
you got social media. Now you see, if you go online, you seeing stuff.
You got
yourself-
TikTok
But
bullying and all of that.
let's just say what Marcus said, right? In our day, nigga, if you was a bully, well, you gonna pull up. You gonna sit here and show me that you a bully, right? Whether it's by size that I'm intimidated
Right.
by what you say, and I'm not really about that life. And you say some shit, I'm like, oh shit, this guy's a bully. Or
You're not doing.
no, I'm gonna give you the different lanes around here, right?
Yeah.
So either you that person, right? Like, man, I'll beat you the fuck up, and you like, all right, this is a big ass guy, and he might beat me the fuck up. I don't even want to find out because I'm not about that life. But he's saying this, right? Versus showing me that and finding out. Right now, the fucking bully is behind a fucking keyboard.
Yeah.
There could be a social,
It's
a
like
social
keyboard thugs.
fucking
And that's the
presence
thing.
of a bully, and just saying these things. Oh, I'm posting pictures. I'm doing this. I'm just let's just say I'm green.
Right.
I'm living my life. I'm doing whatever I'm doing. Yeah. And you got somebody that you don't even fucking know. I'm here in Maryland, bro, and you got somebody in fucking Wisconsin, like. Look at that fucking jacket. You's a duck or you's a bitch ass nigga. Whatever. I'm just saying.
But no, Dave, I feel what you're saying because again, so when my oldest daughter comes home and like we always ask her like, yo, like how was school today? And you know you gotta ask kids now open-ended questions. You can't ask or else you'll just get fined.
Right.
You want to elicit a response out of them, you know.
Right.
So she'll come home and be like, Dad, let me tell you the drama. And it feels like every day is some type of drama. And I'm like, yo, I don't remember middle school being like this.
And anxiety is a thing now.
Yeah.
Anxiety was not a thing for us.
What you about to say, Gibby?
I mean, anxiety was a thing for us as well. We just didn't express it.
No, it was. It was a thing.
But again, going back to what you said, Marcus, about your grandfather saying things that you going through, I'm going through. Our generation is still somewhat similar. Like my son think he can get away with certain stuff that I'm sitting there like, man, I'm smarter than you, and I already did this stuff too. Now, when it come down to that social media thing, like for example, as y'all can see me on live, I'm fat. I've been fat. I came out the womb 10 pounds. I was overweight from the very beginning. But at the end of the day,
Not fat.
Gibby, you made a livelihood out of it.
but at the end of the day, I was called fat all through middle school. And then finally I started getting bigger and taller than everybody, and people started kind of like chilling out with it a little bit. But again, I just can't imagine going to school being called fat all day. Yeah. And then I get home and log on my computer and see fat all day. That would probably destroy me at a younger age.
You didn't have an escape.
Cause you don't
So-
have an escape. So for me, I personally try to keep my kids off of like social media and stuff, but they still figure it out because between like Roblox and video
Roblox, they be
games,
when you go on those little Roblox chats, I was like, oh, what the hell?
So and then you find out, man, my kid's cursing. You're like, oh God, man, this joint is crazy.
So, Brother Clark, being that you work in that field, what are some stuff that you see with kids in terms of like in our generation, their generation and stuff? He chilling in the background.
Yeah, you mean like as far as bullying?
Yeah. Is it different from when we was coming
Yeah,
up?
it's a different perspective. The platform is different now. Like you all alluded to, they have different avenues of getting at kids, getting at each other. That's way different from how we were. So I don't even understand how to attack that or combat that because we didn't experience it when we were coming up.
Right.
But now what I see in the classroom and even online is that they film everything.
Yeah.
And so like you have a fight before you can even break it up, it's already on every platform. The ages are getting younger and younger. So, you have elementary school kids that are saying grown man things to people. Then you get parents involved, and then the parents want to fight. So it's like a duplex conflict. I just think that technology and the advancements in technology and the availability to technology and parents not watching how their children use the technology, they just have so many different avenues to attack kids, which is why the suicide rate is going up high too.
Which is crazy.
Nobody looks at that.
Because look at and we're gonna jump back. We're still on topic. We're gonna jump back on, but even that big fight that happened at Flowers, that made social media, made Fox 5. It was like a riot. It was like, what, 2 days worth of fighting.
Wow.
Yeah.
And all of that footage that the news channels and stuff got was from people having cell phones out. And it was like when every video that happened when they were fighting in that school, everybody had a cell phone. So imagine you're that kid, or imagine that kid is your kid and with that type of embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? When somebody got stomped out or whatever in school, we was going to school, you just heard it by word of mouth.
But, hey,
unless
look,
you was dead.
Depending on what school you went to, that motherfucker wear travel fast.
Yeah, it do. It do. But now it travels even faster because everybody has a cell phone.
Visual aspect.
Yeah.
You got fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, but it's the
And we didn't even talk about guns.
it's the reality of the situation.
Right.
But what we not talking about, right, in this instance is, man, what got you in that situation in the first place?
Right.
Man, conflict resolution. Now, man, you know
Marcus.
Yep.
Yeah.
what?
Oh, it went out again?
No, it's probably 5 minutes, 5% now.
Now we
We might have switched our phones. Sorry, y'all. I put a halfway dead phone for the IG Live.
Now we know, you know what I'm saying, certain people do things for likes right now. It's a fucking like a dopamine rush. And it's a social media age. But what is going on back then versus now is just that. You know what I'm saying? Because you wasn't doing that thing. Well, actually, I'll take that back. You were doing that for likes or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you wasn't necessarily on social media back in our age, but now you are on social media. So you have a broader audience. I didn't just embarrass you in front of 500 motherfuckers right here. Excuse me. In front of 500 people right here. I embarrassed you in front of 500 people right here, present.
Plus anybody that
But
has
I
a
embarrassed
smartphone.
you in front of 5,000. Whoever watches this video, whoever caught this thing getting recorded.
Yeah. And
So-
will it go viral? That's what everybody wants.
You go viral.
Right.
Correct.
That's the main word that everybody wants now.
And everything right now is not anything different from what we went through in our day and age.
It
It's
just
just
wasn't recorded.
amplified.
Yeah.
It's amplified.
So, staying on subject with switching.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm sorry, I turned my mic off. Staying on subject with switching subject. I'm gonna go around the table right now, and I just want to hear what everybody felt, either A, when they hit the age of 40, or how they feel now that they're into their 40s. All right. So starting with, or as you approach the age of 40. So starting with Dave, keep it short. Because you just turned 40
Yeah.
in December.
Yeah, you can't, you know, I'm the wrong person to go first.
All right. So we're going to skip Dave. Tease.
Come back to me because I got a lot to say.
Tease.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yep.
All right. I turned 40, in April will be 2 years ago. So the biggest things that I'm thinking about now, and you kind of touched on it when, you were talking, is just setting, I'm comfortable. I'm good. I feel I'm successful or what have you. Now it's just about setting up my lifestyle not my lifestyle, setting up my kids for success. Right now, when they get in their teens and as they get older, just looking at those 3 stages. Also, just making sure my wife, she's good. You know what I'm saying? If something was to happen to me, I want to make sure she's taken care of. Life insurances and, all those different things. So that's my biggest thing now is just growing my businesses, making sure my kids have a good foundation, knowing that education is important, teaching them financial literacy, teaching them about things about real estate, bringing them along to my different business meetings. I'm having calls, they just listening in, just experiencing everything. Even if they may not understand it, they're experiencing it. So that's my biggest thing is making sure my kids are having that great foundation and they grow up to be successful in life.
Awesome.
That's my main point right now.
Shout out to Girl Moms 3. She said to make it to the 40 and up club is a blessing. We're losing so many kids at such a young age. That is definitely true. And I mean, I even look at the people we grew up with, man. And that, again, I'm not a Debbie Downer because I'm going to tell y'all right now, I am happy. I'm having a great birthday. I got all my boys here. I had a fantastic day. This is all what was leading up to the day. Every year I turn a certain age, and Dave can relate to this because these are the same people we grew up with and we know. I think about certain people, you know. Rest in peace, my man Russell Kibler. He was very close to me and Dave. And Russ served in the military, served in the Army, did his tours in Afghanistan, Iraq. He came home and basically died. You know, went through the war, not a scratch, and died.
Wow.
You know?
For sure.
So I think about him. I think about a lot of other guys that we went to school with who didn't have the chance to make it to the age that we're at right now, you know, because of random things. And those are the guys I think about every time I get older. It's like the guys that didn't make it, you know, and you always question, and you hate to question anything. And it's always like, why me? What's my purpose? What was their purpose? You know? So, I'm just giving y'all insight on just some thoughts, and that's kind of like what this show is about. T.
Yeah, I mean, for me, same way as T's with turning 40. I'll be 42 in April myself. You know, once you get to 40, man, you don't even say the number anymore. You just say I'm in my 40s type of deal.
Right.
It's just kind of funny. But I know for myself, it was continuing to build my relationship with God, having my relationship with that, showing it within my family, not just talking about it, but actually showing them through my actions as well. Currently, me and the wife are working on our finances, so we have a financial planner who's helping us out to get through some things with our finances. So I'm starting to look at retirement stuff, which is interesting because it was. I'll just give y'all a quick little story. We was talking to the financial planner, and she pretty much wrote out like when me and the wife will retire, like 65, 66, right? And she had my wife live until 92. And I died at 90. So I kept looking at the thing, and I was just like, dang, that's messed up, man. They got me going out of here like 2 more years before the wife leaves. That is insane that they killed me off in this financial planning meeting, man.
Rest in peace, man.
And I couldn't get past when I was like, dang, so I died at 90 then, huh? And I kept saying it within the thing, and the lady kept looking at me like, why you keep focusing on? I'm like, y'all killed me.
You killed me on paper.
Right, but overall, what I'm trying to say is that 40 makes you start looking a little more further towards your future of getting old, your health. We talked about disability.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so crazy about the insurance that you can get for that gap that your employer doesn't give you. Most employers give you between 50-60% of your salary for disability. This particular plan that I was talking to them about filled that gap. Very expensive. Again, us talking about our health. So it's crazy. Life insurance, like
I was just about to say that life insurance, man.
I mean, we have policies, but we almost can always have more.
Yeah.
So the list can kind of go on and on, but 40 just gives you, to me again, maturity. I think you're supposed to be getting a little more mature.
Right.
That's why I personally feel like we don't have to say the word pause, because I feel like our maturity level it should be able to handle a conversation without pause.
It's all about your circles, bro.
It's all about
You can be 40, you can still act like you're 21.
Well, you can.
We all know how to be mature when it's time
can.
to be mature. It's all jokes, man. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm picking with y'all a little bit, but for me, I'm just like, man, I would say what I gotta say, and I always kind of get joked on. I kind of get joked on how I'll say stuff or whatever like that.
If you come up in the circle and say you need more meat.
I might say chicken wing. I might, I might explain the meat.
But like T said, it's all about your circle.
And it could be your delivery as well.
Yeah,
so.
delivery, all about your circle. And you amongst your teammates.
Oh, now, if I'm in the locker room with the fellas, that's not happening. So.
Oh man, no, that I'm glad you brought up the life insurance thing because so many times that's an overlooked insurance.
Yeah, life insurance, disability insurance.
Yeah, that is very overlooked. Don't go fund me. Don't. Don't. And I tell Val this all the time. I'm worth more dead than you alive. So don't try to poison my CPAP machine or anything.
Hey, now you giving out the seed with this shit. You know what I'm
She
saying?
about to pour bleach in the little humidifier.
I say, nah.
Open wide.
Wow. Marcus, you're about to approach. You're coming up behind us.
I got another year and a half.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
You going back
what?
to Mexico?
Right. What are some
I'm
of your
actually planning
thoughts?
it.
What are some of your thoughts as you get older?
I mean, I've already been thinking everything that you guys just named. So, but I'll just bring something different up just because. So not to just repeat everything. One of the things my wife, y'all know my wife. She's a little older than me. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy about it. I'm proud of that.
She riding the cradle.
She's what I wanted. No.
Say little
One
season.
thing she told me though, she's like, as you get older, your friend circle is going to get smaller, and I am starting to see that through various reasons. We talked about death. One of my closest friends, I literally said goodbye to him last year. He died of COVID, and one of my other closest friends, literally put the phone next to his ear just so he could still hear voices because they were, they're ready to it was time. So I was one of the last voices he heard in the last 2 hours of his life. So I'm honored for that.
That's real.
Then you lose people due to connections, like you're just not connected anymore.
Right.
You find out some of your so-called friends, maybe you're friends with them through circumstances. Are you friends with them just because your kids were friends? Are you friends with them just because y'all had something in common, but now your interest is out of that, and then now y'all just don't connect anymore? So you're just finding out who is your loyal, ride or die, day one. You know what I'm saying? Who's your closest friends? Who are loyal to you? Who you can depend on?
Yep.
So I am just starting to see that now. What she's been telling me, as it's going on.
Wow. No, and that's totally real. And that even goes into how friendships can evolve and mature themselves. Because, like you mentioned, circumstances, but because at one point in time, and shit, we can even talk about all of us. At one point in time, there was a time nobody had kids. I was the only one with kids. Everybody had kids. And we could hang out all the time. We could do whatever. But now we have kids. But now the kids have outside interests that takes our time away.
Yeah.
And then there are things employment-wise or outside interests that we have that takes more time away. Yeah. But it's that that connection where it's like, hey, all right, when we're together, it still feels like we're together, Because even like me and Dave, do we talk every day? No. And I've known this man pretty much most of my life, But when we're together, it feels like we don't miss a beat. You know what I'm saying? I know if something was to go down, I know I can call him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what it's about, but it also takes the maturity of everybody to understand, like, hey, everybody now has outside responsibilities and things that are going on. And either you're going to support your friends in that and be understandable, or you're going to be like, oh, bump them, blah, 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 and move on. You know what I mean? But no, that is a great point. The older you get, the smaller your circle gets. Definitely. Dave.
Save it for last.
Save for last. Marcus. Marcus number 2.
Yeah, I'll go.
All right.
Marcus.
So what I'll say is, it's 3 things. I'm 43. The 3 things that I'm thinking about on a daily basis is recovery from transgressions due to concupiscence, trying to reach the apex of Maslow's hierarchy. I speak on that all the time, and that's self-actualization. And the only way you can get to that place is if you go through a process of saying, "Whoa, it's me," instead of "Whoa, it's me," and that's accountability. And then lastly is just to understand that nothing you want to accomplish will ever get done until you acknowledge God. And you have to actively take that walk. And that's all I have.
It is.
Nice.
Bars.
Shout out to
Drop the mic
Shout
on
out
that.
to Fergus and Sarai. Sarai's on the phone.
Sarai.
Ain't no way Sarai on the phone.
Sarai. My Sarai?
You're Sarai. Hi, Dad. It's me.
Let me see that phone. Are you serious?
I'm still up. Mom's sleep now. What?
That's hilarious.
Straight up.
Talk to your
What's
baby.
going on?
I don't see it.
That's hilarious.
Wow. But
Hi, Dad. Happy birthday.
go crazy. Going back to Marcus. Marcus 2. Very he brought something up that I've been working on in this season. And I think somebody else mentioned it too. Accountability. You know, holding myself more accountable for my actions. You know, not blaming others, not blaming objects, materials, but blaming me. Because at the end of the day, I make decisions. It is my decisions and my decisions alone. And being accountable, you know, and that's the thing I've been working on too, was this year. And I feel like the older I get, the more accountable that you have to be. You gotta hold on. Sometimes I get this. Is how I feel doing therapy when I I be trying to find words like how he be talking to you. You be like I don't know what to say. Like I got it in my head what I want to say. You know what I mean? But literally, it's like that's something I'm working on is being accountable. Like, hey, I made a mistake. I did this. You know.
Yeah. It's tough to look at yourself and point at yourself when you're in that mirror.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's tough to do it.
Yeah. And then when you're looking at yourself and, again, self-reflection, you know, going back in time and looking at past decisions and stuff. And now that you're older, wondering, what was I thinking? You know, why did I do that? Decisions you've made, you know. So definitely, man, I'm glad you brought that up. And Gibby also brought up, too, and which I've gotten a lot better at. I've always been a spiritual person, believe it or not, yes. You know, I have that base. I have that grounding in me. You know, sometimes I run away from it, but I don't. It comes back. But I feel like now I'm starting to become even more, you know, and because, I want my children to be just as spiritual, but guess who they're going to take their lead from? And they even teach you that in church, you know. God, then you.
Yeah.
You know, and they're going to take their lead from you. You know, it's not going to come from Val. You know, it's not going to come from the wife. It's got to come from the man of the house. You know, so yeah, that was. Thank you, Marcus, and Gibby for bringing that up too. Dave, you ready, or we gonna go with Joe?
I'll go. Let me go.
Let's go with Joe.
I'm gonna go real quick.
Go ahead, Joe.
I took some notes.
Oh, Joe took notes.
Took some notes. Look, I stopped drinking to actually focus on what I wanted to say here, and it's very important. When I got to 40, I didn't say this earlier when you asked me because I was drinking. I focused on, and my prayer when I turned 40 was, God, give me at least 40 more.
Ooh.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
That was my prayer. God to give me at least 40 more. No matter how perfect or how whatever flaws we had in our life from 0 to 40, you always have some I wish I would have. Right?
Always. Yeah.
No matter what, I don't care. Nobody lived a perfect life until they turn 40. So I said, knowing what I know Now, Lord, give me the wisdom to carry on for another 40, and that's what I want to pass on to my kids. That's why I didn't get a chance to say on earlier. All right, I want the wisdom that I have right now. I want to pass it along to my kids. Unaffiliated comment. No, I want to say this: 46-year-old, an assistant from the Golden State Warriors, passed away from a heart attack.
I read that.
I heard that.
At dinner, at the team dinner.
Right.
Just like,
When you come on, 46 years old.
That's real.
yeah.
Yeah,
And that's young, bro.
You don't want to, like, I can't think of being away from my family at age 6 years from now, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like but you gotta prepare yourself for the inevitable. Like you gotta prepare yourself and live your life unfearfully, and you gotta live your life knowing that I've done all I can, right? And that's when I pray for it. When I turn 40, Lord, give me the wisdom every year. 40 more is the first thing I pray for, but give me the wisdom every year to pass them on and prepare my family, for the inevitable. All right, point number two, and I'm gonna be real quick here. Gene, this is for you. You've been up, focused, or unable to sleep because of the 40 or whatever. You was focused on 41. Every moment in my life, when I reflect back on when I had a big blessing,
Right.
I had some sleepless moments. I had some moments where I couldn't figure out what my next step was, or I'm struggling. That's when the devil comes in, when you're on the brink of a blessing. So keep that in mind. Something good is coming your way. All right,
Preacher Joe.
all
All
right,
right, Joe. throw the dollars at him.
and then for everybody at the table, I heard everybody talk about this generation, how we live. Don't forget our role. All right, us fathers, us uncles, us cousins, us adults. Right, we no longer young adults. Others don't forget our role and the people that when we were our kids' age, how they played a role in our life. Right, those uncles, those grandfathers, those dads, those older cousins. Don't forget the role that they played in our life. We are now in that position. We got to play that role, and we got to be those leaders and those men for our community, us in the community. I see it on T-shirt shirt for the community. ST Kendall, right? For the community, we have to be that particular figure for our path forward. So that's all I want to say.
Hey, Joe took some time off from the podcast and came back on here dropping fire, dropping some nuggets, man.
Yeah, some wisdom.
There's some wisdom, man. I got the chills behind my back, man. He said, "Gene, I got something for you." That spoke directly to me because, I'm telling you, I've been every night this week for the past probably 2-3 weeks, waking up 3:30 in the morning every morning, and laying in bed. Don't know why. Even looked up the little angel numbers and stuff, which it did say something around what you were saying too. But for some reason, 3:30 in the morning, every morning I've been waking up. Naturally, it's what we always do in the morning. Oh, I gotta go take this. But literally 3:30 in the morning, every morning. Don't know why.
And Gene, seriously, just how Joe was talking about that. Sometimes when, again, like you said, you're on the break of a blessing, and God wake you up like that, man, that's the time you need to pray. So like when you go into that restroom, close that door, man, say yourself a prayer. And then when you say that prayer, end it with, God, please give me the rest that I need to make it through the rest of the day. And he'll give you that rest. I don't know. I have gotten some of the best sleep after a prayer of asking God to help me rest. And when you wake up, you feel so refreshed. You feel like you slept the whole 8 hours, but you really didn't. Because you put that spiritual being, God, in the midst of that, man.
Right.
He'll switch it up for you. Believe me.
For sure.
Believe me.
I'm trying. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Next podcast, man, bring that back up and, tell the audience, man.
I will. Because I guarantee you probably, I've been really happy today, so I'm going to sleep good tonight, hopefully.
What's up?
But no, honestly, that is definitely. All right, Mr. David Jones.
Hey man, what's happening?
He's waking up over there.
That's if y'all motherfuckers still woke. Everybody up? Alright. Hey, shout out to all my comrades, that they gave their spill. Like everything that they said was 1,000. And for me, like, yo, literally, I'm just going to share my experience. Like, when I hit 40, that's just crazy. Like, it might down there be like the complete opposite. But I had hit 40, like, I looked at, yo, man, everything that was going on in the world versus what I was taught and what I was told, man, that shit don't mean nothing. Like, you know, a lot of it means something, certain things. I'm like, yo, certain things ain't adding up. I'm like, we out here seeing fucking aliens and shit. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? Anybody talk about this shit happening in Miami?
So,
right?
Dave, when I called you and I said, hey, what you want to do for your 40th? What did you tell me? You said,
I said fucking nothing.
Cause what? You feel at
I'm at peace.
right.
Now, I'm going to tell you why I'm at peace. Because I ain't dead, motherfucker. All right, so I'll take that back without the brutal content. I'll take that out. Like, I apologize. I'm just blunt with certain things. But
That lost our Mentos.
honestly, yeah, I definitely got a little of that. I did go last. You know? I did go last. But no, honestly, I ain't drunk, y'all.
I know.
You know
But
what
you
I'm saying?
explain to me your peace.
My peace and knowing is that, yo, I'm always going to be a student. I'm always going to be forever learning.
Which keeps you young, right?
That keeps me young. That makes me not the old guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm in the seat, you know what I'm saying, right next to the 22-year-old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not the 74-year-old, you know what I'm saying, that's telling y'all need to do this and do that. Nah, I'm right there in the bleachers with y'all.
So you're ever evolving.
I'm always evolving.
Right, because you went to go see Charlie Wilson.
I try to go see Charlie, man. Hey, yo, Charlie, yo, you owe me for the tickets too, bro. Nah, straight
Charlie
up, man.
put on a good show.
I heard he put on a good show.
Yo, I got caught up in that parking garage about 4.5 hours with my wife, bro. Y'all owe me for them goddamn tickets, nigga. Straight up. I want my money back for that shit.
Charlie,
Like,
please give Dave at least $5.
I will say this, man.
Shout out Charlie Wilson.
The only thing that kept me not, and I did drink a little bit, you know, but before I went up in the spot. But the only thing that was my saving grace for not kirking out and knocking a damn fool with everybody else in that damn parking garage. Shout out to the MGM parking garage trap crew.
Because you had your wife with you and she kept you chill.
Now it wasn't about my wife. It was, but it wasn't. It was just like, you know, it was divine intervention that kept on keeping it in my head. Like, man, I don't know what the fuck was going on, bro. Something tell me, like, bro, you weren't supposed to be there.
So that's what they say. Sometimes when you're running late for a reason.
Yeah, man, that was divine intervention. I was like, I don't know what that was, but I will appreciate it because I'm here to talk to you guys. I'm here to be with you fellas in this presence. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful for that. You know,
So you 40 now, how you feel?
am I 40 now? And how I feel is that I'm grateful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful for every day, man. You know, just everything, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all got to, like, as a collective in this room, not even just in this room, but outside of this room, for the men, you know what I'm saying, black brothers that, like, you know, all the things that we experienced and seen what we saw, you know what I'm saying, to even make it to this age and, you know what I'm saying, above, like, the things that we saw and actually experienced and things could have went one way and it didn't, you know what I'm saying? I'm grateful, bro. That's it. Right?
Damn.
But I'm never gonna stop saying that once I actually like what my ideal mine was, you know, prior to me getting to 40 versus now that I'm here at 40 is I thought that, yo, I'm just gonna be one of those the old heads that get to enjoy
Members only, Jack?
only I ain't gotta deal with y'all niggas. Woo, woo, woo. I get to say certain little shit to the. Nah, man, we still with the young heads because we all in the same boat because we always gonna be learning.
Mm-hmm. Right. So
you know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna stop learning.
So that's my takeaway from you, Dave.
And I'm grateful for the opportunity, man. You know what I'm saying? To be able to learn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because what I once believed in the past, I don't believe anymore. But what I believe now, who's to say what I'm going to believe when I'm 50?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because then that's to tell everybody everything, right? Because where we stand now, it's not going to be where we stand later, bro.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
And
Well,
go ahead.
we got closing out.
Do your thing, man. Do your thing.
But honestly, guys, this birthday show has been a pleasure. Like I said, I wanted to do something special for my birthday. We're not leaving on no dreary note because this wasn't dreary at all. I actually had fun today. And the things that make me most happy in life is always being around family and friends, you know. And today that filled all of my tanks, you know. So I had an awesome 41st birthday, you know. I don't think I've ever had a bad birthday because every day that you're able to live another day and that you're above ground is excellent and it's a blessing. So shout out to you guys for participating.
Gene, I thought you was gonna have Margianos out here, man.
Oh man,
that's why I came.
Hey, and that was last year. That was last year, man. Hey, that was fun. That was fun. But nah, man. Some closing remarks, real quick. Tease. Tease is. Hey, shout out to the tequila makers.
Oh my god, I'm sitting over here getting lit.
Everybody else. Yo, shout out to the Henson brothers, man. Really.
Nah, straight up, bro. Happy birthday. Happy 41st. Had to come down here and celebrate with you, man. Cheers and to many more.
Marcus.
Happy birthday, bro. Glad to be part of this show. Season 2. Looking forward to spending, you know what I'm saying, the rest of the season.
Definitely. Yes, y'all got some shows to produce. Dave with the chicken in his mouth.
Hey man, shout out to the guys, man. Hey yo,
you got chicken all flying all over the place and shit.
Shout out to all you guys, man. And to the brothers who ain't here.
Oh man,
happy birthday, Gene. I love you, bro.
Love you too, man. Marcus too. What you got?
Marcus too.
Happy birthday, Gene. Y'all got something real special here. I hope y'all keep it going.
For sure.
Appreciate it. Baltimore Raven, Gibby.
Oh yeah, man! Shout out to the Ravens, man.
Here you go.
A great weekend this weekend. Go Ravens! We're gonna take it one game at a time, as Lamar say, and I'm gonna be right on board.
He's locked in.
But anyway, man, happy birthday to you, man. Wishing you many more. Continue to grow, be flexible, and don't be afraid to admit when you're wrong.
Awesome. Joe, Mr. North Carolina A&T trademark.
Hey, your pride. Look, well, I told people.
That's a tough hat, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Appreciate it, man. Look, I told people before Michigan was gonna win the national championship.
Okay.
And the Ravens was gonna win the Super Bowl.
So you're the guru?
It's about the Harbaugh brothers this year. Last year it was about the Kelsey brothers. It's about the Harbaugh brothers.
Did you put money down?
Of course. Of course.
That's why I got the hat.
I don't want to jinx the Ravens, and I'm actually trying to go to the game this weekend. So we'll talk outside the pocket.
Oh man.
I'm just saying, Harbaugh brother. But for thank you, happy birthday to you first of all, and thank you to you and the wife for opening up your home for us. And allowing us to come in here and fellowship and have a good time on the podcast.
Awesome. Do we got any comments on the
shout out to
on the screen?
Wonderline.
Oh, mommy on there?
Mommy.
Sorry, world. That's still my mommy.
My mommy at 41. Mommy.
Hey, she always gonna be
You
mommy.
can still call your mama, man.
Ma. Shout out to Mom. Mom, you supposed to be asleep. Y'all gotta leave in the morning. Traveling mercies to my parents. They heading out on a cruise tomorrow. So you know, that's what the retirement people do.
She said she's proud of you, bro.
Oh, thanks you, mommy. I love you too. Love you too. So look, man, we just want to say thank you for tuning in again to All Shit I'm 40. Thank you for tuning in to the live IG. Stay tuned for part 3 of not All Shit I'm 40, but part 3 of When the Lights Go Out. We're going to release that. And also stay tuned for another episode of When the Lights Go Out. We're going to be interviewing John Dunn, former NFL player and a good friend of ours, all right? Thank you for tuning in to the birthday show. This is Gene Lott with All Shit I'm 40. Peace.